Good morning, everyone. In the previous session of Human Resource Management, I was explaining about training and development. Basically, the introduction portion, what does training mean, what are the definitions of training, and what is development. And then I explained the major differences between training and development. In today's session, I'm going to explain the various features, and then I'm going to explain the various objectives of training. Okay, so let's begin the session. So first of all, these are the major features, or these are the certain features of training which differentiates training from other aspects like development and education. So the first feature of training is that training cost is an investment. So whenever an organization creates a training program, prepares and executes a training program, it involves certain amount of cost. First of all, they have to create a proper environment for providing training program. They need to appoint professionals, whether people who are already working within the organization, or they can ask someone from outside the organization to provide training session. So on an overall basis, a certain amount of money is involved in the creation, in the preparation, as well as in execution of training programs. So what should be considered regarding these costs? So these costs are actually considered to be an investment from the organization side. Why it is considered as an investment? Because the benefit of this investment is obtained through the efficient and effective performance of the employees. Not in long run, but not in short run, but in long run. So the benefit of such investment is obtained on a long run basis from the performance of the employees. So whenever an employee performance better, whenever an employee's performance is considered to be effective and efficient, the reason behind such kind of performance is training program. So if money is involved in training program, it is not considered as a waste of money, because it leads to the efficient performance of the employees, which ultimately benefits the organization. So when an organization invests in training, they also get something in return, and that return is the better and efficient performance of the employees. Clear? The second point, or the second feature of training is it is job related. So training is always meant for a specific job or a specific purpose. So whatever is the requirement of the job, which means the knowledge required to do a particular kind of job, the skills required to manage the methods and use the equipments of the particular job. So that's why training is meant for a particular kind of job. So whatever is the basic purpose of a job, that kind of features are taught under the training program. So it is very specific and to the point. Okay, so every training program is meant for a specific job, and the contents of the training program may be different from one job to another. For example, if you are getting trained for a position of a clerk, your training program will have different methods and different techniques and different processes. But if you are being trained for a position of a manager, so your training program will be different from the training program of a clerk. So every program, every kind of training is meant for a specific job, and it is completely related to one type of job. Okay, so it is completely related to jobs. The next feature of training is continuous process. So training is always considered to be a continuous process, because the changing environment, the changing working environment, the competition level, there are many factors which influence an organization, its organizational structure. At the same time, it has influence over the various aspects of the job. So there may be certain kinds of improvement in a particular kind of job, in certain jobs. So training is a continuous process, because necessary changes are always introduced in every kind of job, and in order to accept and learn about those kind of changes, training becomes a continuous process, so that a particular employee can learn different aspects of a job whenever a new kind of change is introduced to the job. Clear? So that's why training is a continuous process. Clear? The next one is it provides benefits to employees as well as the employers. So how does it provide benefit to the employees? For example, you have joined a job, you have joined an organization and you are appointed on a particular job, and you know nothing about the operations of the job because it is your first job. So definitely you need to go through training, and after training program, after going through the training process, definitely you will be aware about different aspects of the job. You will obtain the knowledge which is required to do the job. You will learn different types of skills required to do the job. So in that way, training benefits the employees because it increases their capabilities, it increases their abilities, and increases their level of performance by providing knowledge, skills, and various other aspects which are necessary for performing the job. And how does it benefit employers? Obviously, when employees are efficient, when employees are trained, they will make less mistakes, they will perform better, and ultimately it will increase the organizational performance, the overall performance of the organization, and which will ultimately lead to increase in profit, increase in goodwill, and various other aspects. So employers are also benefited from the training programs and training aspects. So it not only benefits the employees, but it also benefits the employers. Clear? The next point is training is different from development. So in my previous session, I have already explained what are the main differences between training and development. And basically training is meant for a specific purpose. It is completely job related. Whatever knowledge, what kind of knowledge and skills are required for a specific job, all those things are taught under the training program. But development is particularly for a long run basis. It deals with overall development of the employees, not only related to the job, but at the same time related to the behavior, personality, and different kind of changes required in a person, so that that person can be eligible for future positions, future higher positions in the organization. So development is a broader sense, development is broader in comparison to training. So training has a narrow sense and development has a broader sense. Okay. The next point is training is different from education. So like development, education is also different from training. Like I already said that training is meant for a specific purpose, but education here is for a long run basis. Different types of aspects are taught under education. It is not meant for a specific subject or for a specific topic. Different kinds of subject, different kinds of topics are taught under education, whereas training is meant for only a specific job, only for a specific purpose. Okay. The next point is training is needed at all the levels. See, training is needed at top level, middle level, and lower level. See, maybe the aspects of training, the contents of training programs will be different from, for if the training programs are meant for top level and the training programs meant for the lower level, the contents of training program will be definitely different. It will be a huge difference between the training for top level and the training for the lower level. But we cannot say that the top executives do not need training program. Training program is necessary for every level of the organization, top level and top, middle, and lower level. Clear? Because each and every human being needs to learn how, each and every employee needs to learn how to perform their job, whether their job is at the top level, whether their job is at the lower level. So that's why training is needed in each and every level of the organization. Clear? And the last one is training is required by all types of employees. Whether you're a new candidate, new employee, new entrant to the organization, or you have already been working in an organization from many years, you still need training when a person is promoted from one position to another higher position. So training is required by all the employees, whether they are new or experienced, whether they are working in any position within an organization. So it is meant for each and everyone working within an organization. And definitely the contents of training program, the things that are taught in the training program would be different, but training is required by each and every person, working within an organization. Clear? So these are the features of training. This is one of the important aspect of training. Okay. So next I am going to explain the objectives of training. So the objectives of training is actually based on the objectives and goals of the organization. Whenever an organization asks their personal managers, asks their personal department to create training programs and policies, they have to keep in mind the basic mission of the organization, the objectives and goals which the organization wants to achieve. So those are the factors which provide a base for the creation of training policies and training programs. And these are the basic features for the objectives of training. So basically, the objectives of training are completely based on the goals and the targets set by the organization. That is basically the target and goals of the organization. Okay. So the first objective of training is to help the employees in developing their competencies. So the first objective, why training is required in an organization? Its basic purpose is to provide knowledge and skills to the employees related to their jobs for which they are appointed. So it helps in increasing the capabilities and abilities of each and every employee working within the organization. So it focuses completely on developing the employees with respect to the job. So whatever knowledge, skills and whatever kinds of methods, the knowledge about the different methods, techniques used in a particular job are provided through the training program, so that it can help in developing the capabilities and abilities of the employees, which will ultimately improve their standard of performance. So the first and the basic objective of a training program is to develop the capabilities and abilities of all the employees working within the organization. Okay. The second point here says that to make employees aware about their responsibilities. So how does training helps an employee to be aware about their responsibilities? See, first of all, whenever a person joins an organization, gets appointed on a particular job, they have to perform their job. At the same time, they need to understand the seriousness of their position on which they are working, what kind of responsibility they have while working under a particular position. So that kind of awareness uh, is also one of the important part of the training program. It helps the employees to understand the seriousness and the responsibilities involved in a particular job. How your job, how for example, how a particular kind of job is related with other jobs. If one job is not performed in a proper manner, it will simultaneously affect many other jobs at the same time. So everything needs to be done in a proper manner, in a coordinated manner. So that increases the responsibility of each and every employee working within an organization. And that kind of responsibility the employees need to be aware of. So training programs and training help the employees to get awareness about their responsibility, what role they play within an organization, and to what extent they contribute towards the success of the organization. That kind of feeling and that kind of element is explained under the training programs. Clear? The next point is to improve morale of the employees. So first of all, a person's mental strength and physical strength, mental ability, physical ability, all are extremely necessary in order to perform a job. So how to boost someone's morale? See, if you don't know, if you're not aware how a particular job needs to be performed, so definitely the person will be nervous. In that nervousness, the person will make many mistakes, and it will reduce the confidence level of the employees. So what does training provide? Training provides knowledge and skills necessary for doing a particular job. And after gaining such kind of knowledge, after learning about different kinds of skills, a person feels more confident in his or her performance. They feel that as we are aware what we are supposed to do on a job, we can do this job in a much better manner. So that increases their confidence, reduces their nervousness. They do not become underconfident. They have every kind of information that is required in order to perform a job. So that increases the performance. It also increases the positivity within an employee, and it boosts the morale, and which ultimately leads to an efficient employee. A person becomes more and more efficient. The person's performance also becomes better and better through different kinds of training program. So it's other one of the important objectives of training is to boost the morale of the employees. Okay, the next one is to improve qualities. Qualities here means to improve the level of performance, the standard of performance of the employees. So it is very obvious an untrained person and a trained person. A trained person would definitely perform better than an untrained person, because an untrained employee may not be aware different technicalities of the job, different aspects of the job, the methods, techniques, the tools required to means how these kinds of methods and techniques are supposed to be used for performing a particular job. But a trained person will have knowledge about almost all the aspects of the job, what needs to be done, how a how a work, how a task can be completed within less amount of time but in an efficient manner. So those kind of things are taught under the training programs, under the training process. So it definitely improves the quality, the output quality of the employees. How in terms of their performance, it increases the standard of the performance. Clear? The next one is to fill the vacant position. Now, in an organization, many people retire, many people leave the organization, many people face different kinds of problems, they get transferred to different place. So there are always chances that the organization will have some kind of vacant place. So whenever these kind of vacant place needed to be fulfilled, they are either going to be fulfilled through any candidate from outside the organization, or even they can place someone in those vacant position, one of their existing employees. For both the reason, these employees needed to be trained. So if the organization decides to fill up the vacant post by appointing someone who is already part of the organization, it is better to provide them training and other aspects so that that person can be eligible enough, can be capable enough to fulfill the vacant positions which already are there in the organization, or in future there may be some kind of vacant position because of retirement or something. So the employees are needed to be prepared for such kind of vacant positions, and for that purpose trainings are very necessary for each and every employee, so that they can be eligible, they can be capable for fulfilling the vacant positions which arises within an organization. Clear? The next point here says that it ensures efficiency and effectiveness in the organization. See, if all the employees are properly trained, if all the employees perform in a much better manner after going through the training program, so it definitely improves the overall performance of the organization. The organization as a whole will become more and more effective and efficient, because every organization depends largely upon the human resource. And if an organization has an efficient group of people, a trained group of employees, then definitely the overall performance, the efficiency, as well as the effectiveness of overall organization will improve. Okay. The next one is to cope with technological changes. So as you all already know that technology changes very rapidly. So each and every organization would like to introduce new kind of technology within the organization so that they can move ahead from their careers. They can uh, keep their competitors behind. Sorry. So each and every organization would like to introduce new kind of technology to go ahead or move very or move means go to a very higher level in comparison to their competitors, so they can move ahead, they can become more and more successful. They need to leave behind their competitors, they need to be a step ahead from their competitors. So because of that kind of requirement, technological changes are incorporated within an organization. But what happens when a new technology is introduced within an organization? It requires changes in the training program, changes in the job description, job specification, and changes and these kind of changes are is very important from a point of view of employee also, because when such kind of things change, the employee needs to get training so that they can cope up with such kind of technological changes. Suppose you have gone through different types of training program, and suddenly you have to again go through the training program because of changes in your job description and specifications. And so that's why training is very helpful to cope up with different kind of technological changes, because it first of all, whenever a training program is created, they keep in mind what are the things necessary to be done under a job, so they prepare a training program according to it. So they incorporate different kinds of technological changes within the program. They keep in mind the technological changes and then prepare a training program. So in order to cope up with different kinds of technological changes, regular and continuous training is extremely necessary, and modification of training programs is also extremely necessary. So in order to keep the workforce efficient, aware about the technology, up to date, that's why training programs and training is necessary. And that's why it's one of the objectives is to help the organization to cope up with technological changes by providing training to the employees. Clear? The next one is to broaden the minds of the senior managers. Usually what happens, the people who are working in the higher position, they believe that they have the capability of managing the organization, they have knowledge, they are trained enough to manage everything, and there is no scope for further training. But training programs, regular and continuous training, actually we can say that widens the point of view of the senior managers. They feel that they need to improve and develop so that they can manage the organization in a much better manner. So training helps the managers to understand how they need to learn and why they need to learn more and more different types of things in, so that why they need to learn different types of aspects within the job so that they can manage the organization in an effective manner. So the usual attitude the senior managers have, it actually changes by broadening the minds of the senior managers through the training program. Clear? The next one is to ensure smooth and efficient working of the department. So if an organization has training, if employees go through the training programs, if employees are efficient, employees know what they are doing, they have proper knowledge and skills regarding their job, each and everyone performs well. So obviously the organization will work in a efficient manner, because each and everyone performs their job in an efficient manner, so through the with the help of the training. So that's why one of the main objectives of training is to ensure that everybody works in a coordinated and efficient manner, and the entire organization runs very smoothly only if proper training is provided. So it also becomes one of its objective to ensure the smooth and efficient working of all the departments in the organization. Clear? And the last one is prevent obsolescence. Obsolescence means getting outdated. How people, how employees get outdated? Because when new things are introduced within an organization, some kind of even new software is introduced, new kind of machinery is introduced, so employees need to get trained about such kind of new methods, new techniques which are introduced within an organization. So in order to prevent employees from getting outdated, it is better to provide them training so that they can get knowledge about the new methods, techniques, and technology used in the organization. So training is also provided to prevent the obsolescence of the human resource, the workforce of the organization, so that they will be aware about the new methods, new techniques, new tools used in the organization. Okay, so these are the objectives of training. Why training? Means why training is required in a particular organization. Like I said, it is based on uh, the objectives and goals of the organization, overall objectives and goals of the organization. But these must be the basic objectives of each and every training program. Okay, so in the next session I'm going to explain the importance and the need of training programs, why training programs are required by an organization, and what type of importance, what is the importance of such training programs they have within an organization. Okay, so that's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.